Good afternoon, guys. So in this lecture, we're going to configure, verify, and troubleshoot an IPv6 addresses on Cisco router. So you could see here the lab objective. It says that the objective of this lab exercise is for you to learn and understand how to create and troubleshoot an IPv6 addresses on Cisco routers. So you could read the lab purpose, the certification level, lab difficult, whatever. So let's just go ahead. So they've got a lab topology. This router one is provided with an IPv6 addresses, which is in the bottom here, and router 3 is provided with this. And then we have to configure the loopback address, which we've been giving the address to as well. So let's go ahead and check this. So there go the task. Says the task one. So let's see if we can start making those configurations, and let's not wasting time. So go ahead and just delete this and delete that one. So I'm gonna start from scratch. Okay. So follow along with me. I'm using Cisco Packet Tracer for this lab. So let's grab the first water here. Go up, up. And the second router, as you know, to connect two routers together, you have to use a crossover cable. So, all right, so ding, 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 ding. Okay. And then we can use this to connect these two. So now that we have our two routers connected together, let's go ahead and make this router 1, and we name this router 3 as we were told. Okay, so now let's pull up the CLI so we can start get our hands dirty on the task that we've been told. So go ahead and enable conf-t and then host, let's call it R1, right? And go. So now let's go ahead and call R3 and do the same thing, make this large, say no, and conf-t, up, conf-t, right, up, conf-t, and then host, let's call this R3, and go. So now, that was the first task. So let's check to see what's the second task. So we just done with this task here, guys. So now this task here, the second task is to configure all R1 with this NFS 00, ding, ding, ding. So bang, bang, distributed, topology, configure, look back. Okay, so let's go over there. Now, we're gonna pull the CLI and configure R1 with an IPv6 address. So go ahead and say IPv6 unicast, unicast router NFS. So do show IP and BR to see which. Okay, so it's gonna be gigabit. Okay, so I could say NFS gig 01, right? So let's give it an IP address. So the IP address we've been given was what? Let's check it. Oh, no. So the IP address we've been given was, what's the word document? What's the document? Okay, so let's just look and pull that up here. Okay, so the IP address we've been given was this IP address for R1. So let's go ahead and type that in. So we could say IPv6, right? And then type the IP address. So it was 200, oh, typo 2001, hold on, ABCD dot ABCD dot, and then you get 1. So 64. Okay. Oh, what am I doing wrong? Oh, forget to type the add. So it's the IPv6 add, right? Okay, so now we got to open the port too, so shut down just to make sure that the port is open. So that's what that's one that's one router one. So let's go ahead and continue our configuration for router 2. Hold on, let's just double check this. This has no shutdown, right? Are we giving it the right IP address? Okay, I think we're good. Okay. So spoil this, open, let's say to show IPN BR. So this is fast Ethernet, that's what we're gonna deal with. So we could say IPv6 add, no, yep, IPv6 first of all we should do IPv6 unicast. So NFS fast 00 IP add. So the IP address on router 3 should be, so the column A B C D dot A B C D dot. And then what we have is 2/64. I get the add, right? Up. Should be IPv6. Right there. Okay, IPv6. Okay, so no shutdown. And now let's check these. Something wrong with this. Let's double check that to see what's wrong with this one. Yeah, something wrong with that, guys. Okay. So let's just exit out and say do show IP and BR. Oh, do show IP. Oh, show IP and BR. Doesn't take it. Let's show IP and brief. Type the whole thing, it doesn't take it. Do, oh, I say do. So instead of do, it's so I type. It's too fast. So do show IP and BR. Okay, okay. So the NFS, the IP address was not being configured on on router 1. So let's go ahead and do it again. So it says IPv6, right? Unicast. And then you say NFS, what? Gigabit, gigabit, type gigabit, 0/1. So we say IP version 6, and then add. So the IP address for router 1 was ABCD dot ABCD dot dot, and then 1, and then /64. Is that correct? Let's double check to make sure. Let me pull this. It's checking. I'm gonna, yep. So, okay, let's go back and then now say no shutdown. Okay. What's this? Let's check it. Let's close. Uh, okay, so now we have both of the routers are connected and communicate to each other. So let's go ahead and finish our task with on router 3. So basically, the rest of the task we configure, we've done the first task, we just finished with the second one. So the third task says here that use the correctional commands to check the summary of all configured IPv6 addresses. Note, they need to specify IPv6 in the show command. The status of the interface, up, down, or administrative down, and the subnet mask apply to the interface. So let's go ahead and come up. So now we've been told that this is the loopback address that we had to configure on router 3. So let's go ahead and do that real quick without wasting no time. Okay. So on router 3, we have to add loopback 0 and give it an IP, IPv6, add. So the IP address for loopback 0 is 2001 colon 5/64. Okay. So it's 2001 colon 5/64. Okay, so now the third task is to do just that. Use the correct following command to make sure that all the configuration being made. So we gotta do is just do show IP and BR. You don't have to go all the way out. Okay. No, but then see you might need to consider do show IP version 6 and BR. So there we go. So it says it was administrative. So fast internet 00 is up, right there. And here we get the loop back is up. On fast internet 01 is administratively down. So we pretty much, and there go the IP, so there go the IP address, I mean the IPv6 addresses that we assign into those NFSs. So we good. So we're pretty much done with our task. Thank you so very much for following along with me. Stay tuned, subscribing to this channel because we have so many other complicated lab coming up, whether if it's with CCNA security, CCNA, CCMP, and cloud computing. So thank you guys. I appreciate you following along with me. See you in the next lab.